Western Massachusetts currently has one four-year Catholic college, Our Lady of the Elms in Chicopee, founded by the Sisters of St. Joseph. But that will soon change with the announcement that a branch campus of California-based Thomas Aquinas College has found a new home to expand its academic and Catholic mission to the East Coast, the site of the former Northfield Mount Hermon Prep School. Steve Kiltonic has this report.
The former Northfield campus of the Northfield Mount Hermon School has remained vacant since 2005. That's when Northfield Mount Hermon consolidated from two campuses to one in Gill. That all changed on May 2nd, when ownership of the historic Northfield campus was transferred from the National Christian Foundation, or NCF, which has owned the property since 2012, to Thomas Aquinas College of California and the newly created Moody Center. The Catholic school intends to open an East Coast branch in the fall of 2018 that will eventually serve 400 students. Olivia Hall was the setting for the press conference. Larry Edge, seen on the right, who was in charge of operating the property during its vacancy, signed the deeds transferring ownership. Present at the historic event was the president of Thomas Aquinas College, Dr. Michael McLean, and Emmett Mitchell, the president of the Moody Center, a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the evangelical heritage of Dwight L. Moody, who founded Northfield Mount Hermon School in 1881. Mitchell also serves on the board of directors of the NCF's Heartland Foundation and spearheaded the project to find a worthy recipient for the property. Over the past 4.5 years, there are 153 inquiries into the property, resulting in 3 letters of intent. Mitchell said all applicants were vetted with 3 criteria in mind.
Number one was the mission. We wanted to be certain that they had a mission that was compatible with the history and the heritage of this campus, and it was focused on educating children. The second thing was the means. It's quite a financial undertaking. It's a huge campus. It has a certain amount of liability connected with it that it would require that the recipient have the means to hold it for in good times and bad.
The third was that the owner have the management skills to run the campus effectively, but also the vision to take it to the next level. From the beginning, Mitchell was impressed with Thomas Aquinas.
They had an excellent reputation. They ran a great organization, and as the process grew over time, it became more clear that they would be a worthy recipient.
The majority of the 500,000 square foot campus was donated to the college as a gift, with a small portion given to the Moody Center. McLean said the college, founded in 1971, maxed out its enrollment at 500 and knew years ago that it had to find a second campus if it wanted to reach more students. Thomas Aquinas draws students from across the country, many east of the Mississippi. McLean said anecdotal evidence pointed to a large group of students who would be interested in attending the college if it was closer to the East Coast. McLean's team first visited the campus in 2015.
We saw its natural beauty, we saw the beauty of its location, and we saw the suitability of its facilities for our academic program. And the presence of the chapel was a very encouraging sign to us.
Thomas Aquinas expects to recruit 36 students for its first year of operation and add the same number each year for the first 4 years until a 350 to 400 capacity is reached. 4 faculty members will also come on board. The cost of tuition and room and board will be $32,000, the same as its Santa Paula campus. Under the agreement, the college can use 22 buildings, but only about 11 will be open initially.
The focus for us will be on the chapel, the gymnasium, the residence halls, the academic buildings, the classroom buildings, and our intention is to gradually improve them over a period of time as our resources permit.
Dr. Thomas Kaiser is the Associate Dean of the Northfield branch. He said the 4-year co-educational college will offer a liberal arts education with 4 years of math, science, philosophy, theology, and a focus on the great classic books.
We're reading the great books. In all of the classes, we're reading the original authors. So they learn their mathematics from Euclid, Ptolemy, and physics from Newton and Galileo. So we're reading actually those original texts. It's the way people used to be educated centuries ago, and even I would say early 20th century. And it seems like colleges have gotten away from it to a certain extent.
Kaiser said Aquinas graduates pursue careers as teachers, lawyers, or the medical or business field. About 11% enter the priesthood or religious life.
I think there's a real need for serious liberal education, liberal arts education, and particularly the way we conduct it, which is thoroughly Catholic and very much imbued with the respect for the teachings of the Church.
McLean added Springfield Bishop Rosansky was contacted early on in the process.
The relationship we have with him is very cordial, he's very supportive, and has been encouraging. And that, as I say, is important to us because we have to have the support and approbation of him, the local bishop, to operate here and to, to conduct masses in the chapel and to have priests here.
School officials made it clear this isn't a done deal yet. While the Massachusetts Board of Higher Education has already approved the school's application, they still have to come here and visit the site.
We're hopeful that it will be concluded favorably sometime perhaps around the first of the year. But we don't know that for sure.
The Moody Center will occupy several buildings on campus, including the Moody Auditorium, which was the home of Moody's famous revivals. Moody founded Northfield Seminary for Young Ladies in Northfield in 1879, and 2 years later, the Mount Hermon School for Boys. The schools aim to educate young people with limited access to education. The Moody Center will create a Moody Museum, which will house many of the evangelist's archives and artifacts, and help to preserve the life and legacy of the 19th century evangelist.
He felt it was his duty to not only call people to Christ, but train and equip them so that they could do a better job of doing what he did.
Dwight Moody still keeps watch over the school he founded. He's buried with his wife Emma at a site on campus known as Round Top. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonic.